Hi guys, it's Misty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this week I went with a fall card. The theme this week at Always Fun Challenges is fall colors. So I decided to color up some leaves here. So the leaves I'm using are from Lawn Fawn. It's called Small Stitched Leaves, and I'm using a bunch of distress inks to color them. I'll put links to all the products I used in the description below, and I'll also have more info over on my blog. But I really had no rhyme or reason to coloring these. Sometimes I used all the colors to get kind of a brown look, and then other times, like that one I just did, I just used a couple colors. But I had to throw some red in there. It's just not a fall card without some red maple leaves. I just love all the colors of fall. The red leaves, orange, the yellow. I just love them all. So I really wanted to bring that out in this card. Um, as I was putting it together, I almost couldn't quite find the right place to put these leaves. So I'm glad I ended up finding a spot for them in the end. So anyway, so I just spritzed some water on them and then dabbed it up. And I don't know, I needed something else, so I took some of the distressed mica spray in tarnished brass and I kind of flicked it over all of the leaves just to add some gold to it. And then just to give it a little bit of a different look, I just took the excess paint from the paintbrush and kind of flicked that on them as well. Alright, so moving on to the card front, I used the WAVY Scallop Stitched Border by Simon Says Stamp. To kind of cut this wood pattern in half. The pattern paper was from the November 2016 card kit, and then they also had some dark brown cardstock pattern paper as well, but I'm not sure where this particular one came from. It was just in my paper stash, so I thought it was a good match with that pattern paper. The sentiment is also from Simon Says Stamp. It's part of the November card kit, but it's from a stamp set called Thankful Heart. So the card kit is long gone, but you can still get the items that were in the card kit. And you can definitely tell fall is in the air because our heater kicked on this morning for the first time in months. So it's definitely getting a little bit chilly out there. All right, so since I added the tarnished brass kind of goldy look to the leaves, I decided to heat emboss my sentiment with some gold embossing powder to kind of tie them in. So I'm just using some Versamark ink. Gotta use the anti-static tool first. That thing's a lifesaver. It's amazing I can immediately tell if I forget to do it just because embossing powder goes in all the wrong places. So even though there's you can see where I put that anti-static powder, you can kind of see where it's white. I just take a microfiber cloth after it's done, after I heat set it, and then wipe off that powder. This gold is one of my favorite embossing powders. That and the platinum are some of my faves. So as I'm going along, I decided I wanted to pop up this side of the card, so just took some craft foam. I have a whole tub of extra pieces like this and made them work. And then I'm going to use the Be Creative double-sided adhesive to tape these down. So you're going to see my screen gets a lot brighter here. I was having some filming issues. Something was going on with my camcorder, so I swapped it over to recording with my cell phone like I used to do. So I lost some of my footage here, but I think for the most part I have everything I need in here. So after I put the double-sided adhesive on the back, I just wrapped some twine around just this portion of the card, and then that way I could stick it to that adhesive on the back so it won't go anywhere. I really do love these colors. I love summer. I think summer is my favorite time of the year, but I also look forward to this time of the year when things start changing and it starts getting a little bit colder and well, it never really gets hot in Fort Bragg, but um yeah, I look forward to the rain and the cold, but summer is definitely my favorite season. But just making this makes me look forward to what's to come. Thanksgiving is my all-time favorite holiday. It doesn't have the stress of Christmas and, you know, buying things for people and but everybody still comes together and is thankful and I don't know, it's just always been my favorite holiday. All right, so I'm just gluing down my card front here, just putting everything together basically. And at this point, I realized, I would have been happy with the card almost just like this with no leaves, but I really wanted to use those leaves. I loved the colors and I don't know, they were just fun to make, and that's what makes me think of fall is the leaves. So uh, I'm going to use just a little glue dot to glue down my little bow there, but I would have been happy just with that. And I think I cut it all out, but um, after this, I kind of started to panic because no matter where I put these leaves, I just wasn't happy with them. I originally thought I wanted to put them kind of tucked behind the scallop there, and maybe just on the top portion of the card, not down to where you get the wording, but just on the top portion. But I don't know. I didn't like the way it was looking. It was just too much. So I took a couple pictures with my iPad here of how, I did it with the leaves over on that side, like I'm explaining. And then, as you can see in my picture here, I decided, and what I ultimately went with is to put them just above the sentiment there. So I'm just kind of gluing those where I want them. I found some Nouveau drops that I had put on some acetate a while back, and I was just trying out all the colors I had, and then I put them in a little container. So I just happened to see this color, and I liked it. I think it brought out the light blue in the pattern paper, so I decided to add a little pop of color, um, around the leaves here. And I also learned that if you're going to put Nouveau drops on acetate, you probably want to leave it on the acetate until you're ready to use them, because I took them all off and put them in a container, and a lot of them they're no good anymore because they stuck together. And yeah, I wish I would have just left it on the acetate until I was ready to use them. So last minute, I decided I wanted to pop up this leaf a little bit just to give it a little more dimension. So just going to add some foam squares here. And then I'll glue down the Nouveau drops. If you're brave, um, you can just put the Nouveau drops right directly on your card front and then just wait for them to dry. But I was just playing around with them, so I saved them. And then I'm just gonna, I like that leaf down there, but I liked it up here better, so I'm just gonna move that up. And then to finish it off, I will glue all this down to a craft card base, craft color card base. And that completes my card. So I hope you guys will check out the Always Fun Challenges blog. We have all kinds of inspiration over there, lots of great projects that people share every week. So I will have a link in the description below to the Always Fun Challenges blog. And then also, if you want more information on which colors and stuff I used on this and how to join us each week for a new theme, you can head over to my blog, which I'll also have a link to in the description below. And just one final look at this card. Look how pretty that gold embossing powder is. I love it, especially with the gold splatters there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!